The very first version, it was just me. I was working nights and weekends. So I was building it and it was just taking a really long time. And by that point, I had read the 4-Hour Work Week. And I thought it was great. So I started outsourcing a lot of little things, but I didn't have a bunch of money. All this was very experimental to me. So while my salary was pretty good at the job, I didn't want to risk a bunch of it on that. And then I just had expenses. I had a family and stuff, and I just couldn't realistically, do that. So I started spending a little bit of money for help on a few things. And then I hired a developer from India to help, and it was super cheap and the quality was not good. But it was okay enough to where they could help develop that very first version. And then I could take some of what was created and shape it and help, finish it to come up with the first version. So after about the first attempt of me building it, took a few months, and then I just started over because I didn't like the direction. And with the new approach, it took about 4 months to launch from scratch. And so that's how we came to the first version.
So that was custom code right away.
Yep, right from the beginning.
Was it the same approach with SignWell, or maybe you used some kind of low code, no code for the first for the MVP?
Nope, custom built for SignWell as well. Code.
Okay, would you recommend it to first-time founders, or maybe now you think it would be better to ship the idea first and then start building behind it?
If there's an opportunity to build an MVP that doesn't require writing code, I would say take it. The thing about both SignWell and Bidsketch is that they're very visual, and there are things that you can't do in no code to. So you can try to validate the idea. You can say, "Oh, I'm validating the idea. Will people pay for help on their proposals?" Right. So, and you might get a false signal, and because there's a lot of anxiety there, and people say, "Yeah, I don't know how to create them." And yes, there's a big difference between done for you and here's a tool that will help you do it, but you're still doing it. Where it's closer, where an MVP to where it's people powered, or you're using no code tools that are like not going to be exactly like the thing that you would custom code. Where that works is where the done for you is very close to the experience of where they're going to be doing it for themselves. Meaning it's almost like there's a category of, so I was talking to a friend who was looking at, he called it a deal room as an idea. And then the software was that people who are closing deals have all these documents that they need to manage. It becomes a mess. It would all go to an email inbox that the software would automatically categorize for everyone and send a summary of the email at the end of the day that would say, these were the documents involved, so everyone can easily track it. So that's a perfect example of something that you can do with an MVP that involves a combination of no-code tool and people, because there's very little, like, let's say the software is built. There's just an email inbox and there's no UI or very little UI, right? You can imagine an experience where instead it's just an email inbox that a virtual assistant or somebody like that takes and manually organizes it right behind the scenes. The experience is very close to what they would get with the software. And then they manually send the email. And then at that point, you would truly validate it.